We have continuing coverage right now of a fire that has destroyed a massive distribution center in Tracy, and you can see what part of this looked like. This is from Live Copter 3, just the black smoke pouring out of the Medline distribution center in Tracy.
This is massive. When we say massive, it is 1 million square feet inside. Hundreds of employees worked at this facility 24/7, distributing medical supplies around the world. Now here's a map of this industrial area in the Tracy Triangle, and not just the Medline distribution center here, but there's also the FedEx Ground distribution center, Home Depot, Williams-Sonoma, there's Amazon, there's also Costco, Safeway. A lot of big warehouses are in this area.
Yeah, this is just inside the so-called Tracy Triangle, and you can just see how large this area is. We're talking 1,800 acres for this giant distribution park, and Medline services hospitals and caregivers throughout the Bay Area, the Central Valley, out to Nevada. They produce over 125,000 healthcare products, things from surgical procedure kits to drapes, gowns, personal products, lab consumables, things even like wheelchairs. So a lot of different products, and you can see now what this looked like when it was all going up in flames. Thick black smoke and some jarring news, Lisa, coming at the top of the hour with the fire chief talking about what they found when they tried to get the water system to work there in the internal water system.
Yeah, I mean, the fire chief said that, you know, it didn't work the way they needed it to work. There wasn't a lack of water to fight this fire, but there were issues with their internal system. And like I said, this is a 1 million square foot warehouse. Let's go ahead and go to KCRA3's Peyton Headley. She is on the ground just on the corner of this warehouse that still continues to burn. Peyton.
Yeah, I want to point something out to you about the warehouse. You know, when you think about these buildings, the harsh right lines and how straight up they are, you can see the warehouse, a big droop there in the middle. It is starting to sag, and when that thick smoke moves through, you can see that one of the walls there is beginning to split. And you know, you look at it, you can see the roof drooping, you can see the walls really starting to sag. And you can't imagine that this will be standing for much longer, especially with that split there in the middle of the two walls. Of course, just below that, you can see some of the firefighters that have been working on spot fires. It's a harsh contrast between the green bushes closer to the corner of the intersection and then the ones that have burned all down that stretch there of Promontory Parkway. So that just goes to show the concern about these spot fires, what they're trying to avoid from spreading throughout this entire area to the other nearby industrial buildings that they have here, from FedEx to Amazon to Furniture Supply to Home Depot Supply. They're trying to protect those buildings with all of these resources that they have here. But I want to run you through the basic information that we learned from fire officials this afternoon, about an hour ago. So they said this all started around 1 o'clock, and when crews got here, they found a fire on the roof at the Medline warehouse facility. Firefighters started an aggressive attack, but they said it was a rapidly developing fire. Of course, you think about the conditions with, you know, weather, temperatures just shy of 100 degrees down here, high winds and low humidity. So you take that, and then they say that their efforts were also hampered by a failure of the building's private fire water system. And they say that significantly impacted their initial firefighting operations, which really made this building, this fire, get so out of control, and just the entire 1 million square foot building in flames with these massive 10,000 foot plume of smoke coming out of it. The fire official described what it was like, what those conditions were like. Here's what he had to say.
We had water supply issues, and we don't know why. And we're not sure if the sprinkler systems that protect this facility operated appropriately. We made a good aggressive interior fire attack, and the sprinklers were not operating. So that we'll have to find out what happened to the water supply.
So were you not able to tap into the fire hydrants? I mean, what was your...
We were. There was just no pressure, and so it limited our fire attack because we lacked pressure on the fire hydrants within the facility. So in the what we call yard hydrants did not have water pressure.
Yeah, so he said that around 4. The city later posted on Facebook saying that the water supply challenges associated with the facility's private fire protection system impacted initial operations. However, that municipal water pressure now remains stable and is able to support firefighters as they continue these firefighting efforts. Something now that their big focus in is protection, and you think about the spot fires that are going up, all of the embers that are carrying in this massive plume of smoke, and protecting nearby buildings that are in this heavily industrial area. We know that earlier firefighters responded to multiple secondary fires. There was one at a large pallet storage area and one with several trailers near the FedEx facility. We know so they're working to protect the FedEx facility and surrounding properties, and we just continue seeing these spot fires on Promontory Parkway. We've seen a number of firefighting crews rotate in and out of this stretch here, and sometimes you can see them right now down the street here. I'm seeing at least 1, 2, 3, 4, but sometimes if the wind picks up and that thick black smoke comes through, you can't even see the crews that are over there just because of how dense it is. But that is just one of the spots, where you can see there's a lot of trees, a lot of brush, where they're protecting these areas from catching on spot fires. Up the hill here, as we head down Hanson Road, that's where that FedEx facility is. I imagine they've got more crews up there and more stationed all around this industrial area, keeping this from spot fires spreading any further. They have help here from so many different regions, so many different jurisdictions that have come here to assist. And you think about how hot it is and, just how significant this is and the rotations that they'll have to go through. And not only are they dealing with a fire of this size, they're also dealing with temperatures that are just shy of 100 degrees. And, they're in their thick fire gear going up and down, putting out these spot fires. So a lot of folks out here, first responders, going around handing waters to some of the people in the Tracy Public Works cars, in the ambulance that are on standby, in the governor's office of emergency services there. Incident support unit. So just about every resource at their disposal here. As this building here, just a total loss as they continue monitoring this and protecting nearby areas. And again, really just watching that roof here, you can see the wall split looks like it is only getting larger. So I can't imagine that is going to stay up much longer. Of course, as you can see, it's really beginning to droop. And as you look closer, you can see those big embers that are coming off of it and traveling in this big plume of smoke. So, of course, we'll keep monitoring this. The city manager was out here earlier. She called it devastating. She spoke about the folks that work in this building. She says it's home to hundreds of employees. Fire officials did say they don't believe there were any injuries, so that is great news, especially as you look at the scope of the fire of this warehouse, knowing that the hundreds of employees that they said were inside were able to evacuate safely. But yeah, just a devastating sight as folks watch this, and think about that's their career, that's their job, and now tomorrow the building is at a total loss, and we know that crews will be here at least for the next few days. Guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We heard the chief say for sure they would be there for the next few days because this is such a massive fire to not only put out but then to also watch to make sure nothing crops back up. Let's talk a little bit as we're looking at you, Peyton, and the scene with that black smoke behind you on the right there. That's our view from Live Copter 3 as it's coming up on the scene right now. You can see how the wind is bending that smoke plume down to the basically southeast as it makes its way down. Tell us a little bit about the wind out there where you are, Peyton.
Yeah, the wind seems to be changing by the minute. About 30 minutes ago, the plumes seemed to be coming this direction. We could see those embers coming, getting closer on the street. And then, not 30 seconds later, the wind shifted again and took it back away from us. And right now, it looks as if it's moving away. So this is probably the furthest from me that I have seen the smoke this far because I'm able to look down Promontory Parkway and see almost all the way down it. And that's because the wind is kind of taking it away from us. But of course, it just keeps shifting, and there are gusts that are strong as the wind takes it different directions. But that's why they have crews stationed all over. That's why they're monitoring these embers and making sure that if spot fires do ignite, which we've seen they have and they will, that they have a crew nearby and that they're able to put it out.
is just something to see when we zoom in like that. That is just a curtain of black. You cannot see through that smoke, and that just gives you an idea of the different types of material that are burning from that distribution center.
Absolutely. And as Peyton just mentioned, we learned that hundreds of employees worked at this distribution center, and those evacuations were underway when firefighters arrived on scene. They said there were no injuries, but they do believe that this fire started on the roof of the distribution center. So we don't know what started what sparked it, but we know that that's where, according to the firefighters, they're saying they think it started on the roof.
Yeah, that is their best assertion right now. And as I look at a Google satellite image of that roof, again, it is a massive facility, 1 million square feet. We did some calculating. It's like 15 football fields put next to each other to kind of give you a better idea of how big this is. And if you look at the roof, there are hundreds of solar panels up there. And on some of these roofs of these buildings, you'll find HVAC systems. And I can't tell if that is also what I see on the roof. There are some rectangular objects, but they may or may not be HVAC systems. But it is a very large roof, again, that covers a huge footprint when you try to think about 1 million square feet, just how big that is. And this is the leading edge of the fire there on the north side of the building, Lisa, and you can see what fire crews have been doing there. Now we're actually able to kind of see a little bit in through that smoke there.
Yeah, that's really the best visual we've had since we went on the air just after 2 o'clock today, and this started around 1 o'clock or just before 1 o'clock. But Golston, you're mentioning how dark the smoke is. You can't even see the FedEx warehouse behind it, that there were battling flames. There was a FedEx big rig, at least 1 or 2 of them. There were pallets in the parking lot of the FedEx distribution center, and the firefighters were confident they were going to be able to save that FedEx warehouse. They had to give up at the Medline warehouse. They tried to save the building, and then they just retreated. And then they, started to just save everything around it and start to work on saving the FedEx warehouse. But you can't even see the building behind it. It's in the shadow of that thick, dark black smoke. Let's get it over to meteorologist Heather Waldman, because speaking of this smoke stretches for miles, right, Heather?
Yeah, and I want to actually, our Live Copter 3 photographer is zooming in a little bit. Actually, can we zoom out and then pan to the left? I want to see the extent of this smoke plume. It looks like, at least close to the fire, the smoke is getting elevated. Let's see, keep panning left, keep panning left. Yeah, wow. Okay, so that's giving you some perspective on how far the smoke plume is carrying. At one point, I was taking measurements on radar, and the thickest part of the plume was up over 20 miles away. But you can see there, it gets a little thinner as it goes farther off to the south. So that's the wind that is carrying that plume. Also, just notice how dark the shadow is beneath that plume. Golston was mentioning, just when Peyton's camera was zoomed in, just how thick that smoke was. Well, we've been watching it from radar and from satellite as well. This is a high-resolution satellite image. So the warehouse itself is right about here. You can follow the plume. Actually, the darkest spot there, that's the shadow of the plume moving to the south. It's almost just about made it to the Merced County border. So this has really traveled quite a long way. The reason I wanted to see the wider shot from Live Copter 3 is just to confirm that those heavy particles are still staying elevated, because for now, air quality sensors in cities in Stanislaus and San Joaquin County, they're all in the green. But we also heard from Peyton that the wind is starting to shift, and I can confirm that for you here. This is a radar loop over the past 2 hours. So this is the smoke plume being picked up on radar the same way we would pick on water droplets and snow particles in rain and snow clouds. But I've also got the wind layer turned on, so you can see over the past hour or so that onshore breeze pushing inland. If you live in Tracy or if you visit there frequently, you know at this time of day in particular, it's just a windy spot as the breeze comes up and over the Altamont Pass and then funnels its way around those coastal hills that are sitting just off to the west. So that's why we're seeing the smoke plume kind of get funneled along 580. Again, the worst of the particulates off the ground, but we have seen some images from some people's driveways. They're actually holding up pieces of ash and debris. I think it was actually this neighborhood, a newer neighborhood just to the east of 580 to the west of Patterson. So interesting to keep an eye on that. Our model here showing winds picking up over the next couple of hours. This is that typical onshore breeze that moves through Livermore, up and over the Altamont Pass, and then down into the Tracy area before fanning out across Stanislaus County. As we go into the overnight hours, that breeze weakens as it typically does, and through the day tomorrow, it should stay relatively light. But tomorrow is going to be another hot day, another dry day, and just another tough day for these fire crews to be working in. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Heather. We're going to continue our coverage here of the Medline Distribution Center fire. A 1 million square foot facility gone, up in smoke, thick black smoke, and now we have Live Copter 3 on the scene.
Yeah, and speaking of this distribution center that is just one of 70 global distribution centers, they have hundreds of thousands of medical supplies. And Curtis, you have more on the type of stuff that they distribute all over the world.
Yeah, we're talking about 300,000 different products they distribute. In fact, they have 200,000 items. That's their brand name alone. On their website, they claim to be the largest supplier of medical surgical products. They make everything from wound care products to lab supplies to protective equipment that doctors wear, and it is a large company. 45,000 employees worldwide. The best estimate is hundreds are working at this particular facility, and they have 70 global distribution centers and 30 manufacturing facilities. Now, we did get a statement from Medline, and we want to share that with you right now. It says Medline can confirm a fire is occurring at our Tracy, California distribution facility. All Medline employees and on-site personnel are accounted for, and we're coordinating closely with local authorities and first responders as we assess the fire's impact, and we'll share more details as they become available. This company just celebrated its 60th anniversary, but it's hard to wrap your head around it. We could see this as a large facility, but man, you start plugging in the square footage, and when you know that this is 15 football fields, I mean, this is an incredibly large